Yesterday we talked about the MQTT implementation for mobile phone to mobile phone. And today we are going to use the IoT end devices.
The end device works. So this morning we have looked at how it works. So
you already know how to use MQTT?
Yeah, we worked on it yesterday evening, today. We don't have the Wi-Fi here. Yes, c'est ce que c'est son jeu.
We have some model for mobile phone and mobile phone. Today we are going to talk how your end devices can be either a publisher or subscribers, and you still need a broker. The broker can either use our gateway here or use the IoT.eclipse.org for the MQTT brokers. So we will try the local MQTT broker instead of go to the IoT. And as we mentioned yesterday, MQTT is asynchronous communication. You know, when you try to publish some information to others, you do not need to wait, until all the subscriber receive all the information. So we just send to the broker, and if the broker receive it, then it's done. So it's asynchronous communication. So the publisher send message to the broker, and they have to tell the broker where to put it based on the topic. And the broker will store the message in its message queue. And whenever the broker detect some subscriber online, and they will send the message to the online subscriber. So there are 14 commands defined in MQTT. So if you want to publish a message, first you would use the connect. That means you want to connect to the broker. And after you connect to the broker, you can say, I want to publish, a message, or I can keep, publish message. For example, they can detect the light, and if the light is, is too dark, then send some message to the other guy to turn on the light. And also you can disconnect the connection, So that means you no longer keep alive with the broker. That means you have to reconnect. If you disconnect, then you have to reconnect. And for the subscriber, first you still need to connect to the broker, and then you subscribe. You like to, subscribe some topics, and then you can unsubscribe if you don't interest this topic anymore. You can just unsubscribe, and then you can disconnect. And there are some other commands they use internally. So when you write program, you just use, for the publisher, you connect to the broker, and then you publish message, or you disconnect. And for the subscriber, you connect to the broker, and then subscribe what topic you like, and you can also unsubscribe, and also you can disconnect. So for the rest of the commands, they will use automatically or internally, something like that. So MQTT provide 3 quality of service, and you can see that yesterday you mentioned about the reliable transmission based on TCP, and the TCP mean the best effort. They try to send the message to the other guy, but it still can be maybe time out, or maybe in different situations. And basically, when we say QoS 0, level 0, That's mean they are similar to this guy, to the best effort. So the best effort means I try, but I could fail, something like that. So in MQTT, they define this at most once delivery. That means the message have to be less than once. That's all equal to once. If the signal, the message was sent, then if it's successful, then it's 1. However, it could lose. When you try to send this message, it could lose. So it could be 0. So when you set MQTT QoS label to 0, then at most they will receive once. However, if you set the QoS label to 1, then at least the subscriber will receive 1, but maybe 2 or more. So it's greater equal than 1. Suppose you set the QoS label to 1. And if you set the QoS label to 2, then they will just receive 1 message. Okay. So there are 3 kinds of quality of service. So you depend on your application, and then you can choose different one. The second one is called return message, which I will give you some example why you need return message. And the third one is the persistent section. And Heartbeat is easy to understand, because when any client and the broker, if they want to communicate with each other by using TCP, they must build the connection first. Okay? So after you build, you use 3-way handshaking to build the connection, then the client have to send some signal to the broker to tell the broker that I'm still alive. So if someone send message to me or to the topic I subscribe, then the broker will send message to the subscriber, something like that. And the last one is called last will and testament. What do I mean? Last will and testament. When you connect to the broker, you can register some message. If I was unwillingly, maybe because the network congestion or maybe some other reason, any client connect to the broker, then they can send message. They can publish the last will to the subscriber. So you don't need to wait anymore, because if I am the only subscriber, I am the only publisher. If I was not able to send any message at all, then all those subscribers, they are no need to wait, something like that. So this message actually is kept on broker. So when the client disconnect, does not keep alive with the broker, and the broker will publish this message to the subscriber, something like that. So we would talk more about these 3. So at most once, when we say at most once, okay, when we say at most one, then this mean maybe we will send. What's wrong with that? So maybe the message to be sent is less important. And if this less important, maybe if I receive the message, it's fine. But if I didn't get it, that will be fine too. So like if someone sending the temperature of air conditioner, if it's not a critical at all, but if you receive it and you know exactly the temperature of maybe this room. However, if you do not receive it, I think the temperature not a dramatical change, right? So maybe it's not that critical at all. And maybe sometimes at least once, for example, you might receive multiple messages, but receive multiple messages is fine. For example, you want to lock the door, right? And if you lock the door twice, as long as the door is locked, then everything should be fine. So in some kinds of application, you probably need these ones. And exactly ones is, the most costly implementation. The message will be sent back and forth. Remember, we have like publish and publish back, receive and publish release. If you want to have exactly one quality of service, then between the client, publisher, and broker, they have to send at least this 4 message. And also for the broker to all the subscriber, they have to have this group as well. So if you want to have a higher quality of service, then you pay more overhead, something like that. If you want to look into the more deep how this message was sent, you may want to maybe read the documentation, read the specification. I did prepare the slides for you. And these are MQTT API. I think you know how to use already. So first you create a client, create an MQTT object, something like that. And you can, the second thing is you connect to before connect to the broker, you have to connect to the internet, right? So connect to the internet and then create a client and then connect to the broker. After you connect to the broker, you can publish your message to the broker. Okay. So for the subscriber, so this is for the subscriber. For a subscriber, you create connect to the internet first, and then you create a MQTT object, and then connect to the broker, and then you have to register one callback function when the broker publish message and how you are going to handle it. So this is the callback function. You have to register on this API, this on API, and then before you have to also subscribe which topic you like to listen to the message, something like that. So the syntax is something like this. So you have to have unique ID, as I mentioned. If you don't have unique ID, then you will be replaced by the later join this broker. In keep a lifetime, as I mentioned, that is this heartbeats. So you will say how often the client will send a heartbeat to the broker. But if you send message already, that itself is a heartbeat, right? So I do have slides, but in these short courses I did not describe more how the keyboard lifetime work. Actually, they will waste 1.5 times of this keyboard lifetime before the broker decide to disconnect the client, something like that. And you can also submit a username and password. And also you can describe, do you like to clean the section or not? Okay, this is called a persistent section. And the return either true or false. And if it's true, if successful, then we'll return the client object. So like this MQTT client, and then you supply a unique ID, and this keep a lifetime. And you might to register, as username and password. Okay. So this is connect. Connect, you need to connect to which broker. So you support, you supply either IP address or you supplies the domain names. And for the TCP port, if it is secure connection, it will use 8883s. If for unsecure connection, then it will use 1883s. So default is 1883s. And then you also can register some copy function. When you successfully connect to the broker and you want to do something, so we have the first copy function. We can register here. The second is the a copy function if you are not able to connect to the broker, and this is the copy function. You can see what's going on by receive a reason why you cannot connect to the broker. Either your password is incorrect, or maybe the client ID is incorrect, or whatever reason it may have. And it will return true if you connect to the broker. So the easiest one is like I have MQTT object. I connect to this IP address. And then you can publish or subscribe something, right? So here you can publish some topics. And this is the payload, is the message you want to publish. And this is QoS. You either can put 0 or put 1 or 2. Okay. And the return flag is, unlike DTS, the return flag, if I set the return flag as truth, then I could, for a publisher, they can keep publishing. And the broker always would keep the newest one. So whenever a subscriber, register to subscribe this topic, they will send the last one, the newest one, kept in the broker to the subscriber. So that means the publisher can keep sending information to the broker, and the subscriber may register this. He is interested in this topic later. And if the return flag is false, then when they subscribe, they get nothing at all. But if the publisher actually send the return flag as 1, then the broker keep the last one, the newest one. So when the subscriber, later subscribe this topic, and they get the latest the message from the broker when they connect to when they subscribe. So that is not published by the publisher in real time. Instead, the publisher actually store the newest information in the broker. That's called return flag. So so maybe this is the way to do it. First, you have to connect to the internet, right? You either use Wi-Fi API, or you can use the auto connection mechanism we have. So I brought auto connection. This pen actually, we find this pen all over the world. In Japan, in Taiwan, we already earn this auto connection pen, and in Europe and in mainland China and USA, it's still it's pending. The pen is still pending. So this is very important. Think about if you have billions of devices, you want to connect to the internet, and then if you need to configure one by one, it will take a lot of time. And besides, when the non-CS major people, it might be difficult for them, getting these devices, and you have to follow a bunch of flow to connect the devices to the internet. So we actually invent this mechanism, and not just auto connection. Actually, they can detect are there any intrusion. Say maybe someone are not legal to use the end devices near this area, but they keep attacking your gateway. They try to figure out the username, password, and this guy can automatically detect and then automatically change password. So something like that. We can try both. I guess you already use the Wi-Fi, right?
Yes.
But so today maybe you need to use the auto connection. So maybe I would do it. So this is publisher. So first we have to connect to the internet. So either you connect to the you can write connection, Wi-Fi connection by yourself, or you can just drag and drop an auto connection block. Then they will automatically connect to this secure and auto connect to the gateway. And the first thing is you create an MQTT object or MQTT client, and then you connect. Once you connect to the internet, then you connect to the broker. So this is the broker. And if you use IP, then you have to change all these number to string, something like that, and use port 1883. This is unsecure connection. And then you can have copy function as we mentioned. And the copy function, you actually you put your copy function here. After you connect to the broker, here actually we start a timer. So the timer here, each seconds I read the temperature, and the temperature will be printed out. And if the humidity is greater than 90, then I would publish it's too hot to someone else. But the humidity, actually the temperature, unless you use the dryer to put near these devices, so it's difficult to say it's too hot. So instead, it's easy for you to detect the humidity. So if the humidity is greater than 80, then you publish some message, that other guy know. And the other guy receive this message, they can, do some action. For example, turn on the air conditioner and maybe turn on the fan as well, something like that. So let's see how to do it. So here we create an project. We create a project first. So we create a project first. Then in the MQTT here, there has the auto connection. So you just drag and drop the auto connection. After you drag and drop the auto connection, you create an MQTT client. So the MQTT client, you can just leave everything here, except that you need to change the ID because as I mentioned, the publisher and subscriber have to have a unique ID. Otherwise, they will replace the later one will replace the previous one. So maybe we say it's publisher, and don't use publisher because it will replace. So it may be publisher, your name or whatever. Maybe I would say publisher Fu-Chiung, so that we will not replace each other. So that this is the only thing you need to change. So that you create an MQTT object, and after that, so what does that mean is you connect to the internet, and then you connect to the broker. So here default is IoT.eclipse.org, and today we would use this guy instead of IoT.eclipse.org. So the default MQTT broker is 192. Sorry, I need to add a string. Okay. So I'll go to here and I need an S string. Maybe just put it here. And it should be 192, 168, and oh, sorry. 192, 168, and 6 and 254. So I guess the gateway we have, we use this as the default MQTT broker. So you put it here. Okay, and then after connect to the broker, you can publish a message.
Port number? We need the same port number.
Yeah, port number is 1883. If you want to have secure connection, you can change to 8883. So then, as I mentioned, that we want to read the humidity every minute, and if humidity is greater than some kinds of value, and then I do some actions. So I go back to the node MCU and drag and drop a timer, and then I go to the sensor. I try to read the temperature here. And maybe we want to do some debug. And remember, you have to put the pin to 7. The DHT, the temperature and humidity sensor connect to the pin 7. So you have to choose 7 here. And you want to print out something to say embedded system is fine, right? So this kinds of debug the embedded system. So the temperature equal, and humidity equal, and then drag and drop temperature, and drag and drop humidity. So in this way, it's similar to building the embedded system. And then you use an if then else, right? So you say if, also you want to say greater than or less than, maybe greater than. So if the humidity, is greater than 690, then I will publish a message. So I publish a message here. So I can say maybe it is the humidity topic, and I will say what message I should send. Maybe I just send the humidity or the value. Maybe just send the humidity. Okay, and the block here is after you publish the message, you can maybe print out something to say that I send message. The message is the humidity, right? Humidity is equal to humidity, something like that. And then I save as publisher, and publisher with the humidity. So then you export it. So let's go to see the whole program, see what do we do. So if you, maybe we wait a little bit. So the subscriber are similar, but when you say subscribe, you have to subscribe the topic. Okay. So you also have to mention what kinds of topic you like. So you have a quality of service. You have to set it up. And you need to also register the copy function and to receive it. And there are 3 events. One is connect. When you connect, and then they will try to print out something. And you can also message. So this is the thing we need to do. So you can see that the MQTT object and message, and we register and copy function. The copy function here is quite simple. This is the client, and this is the which topic send me a message, and the data actually is the message itself. So maybe we can do something like this. So this is the subscriber example. So first you have to have a subscriber unique ID. So you have to make sure that your publisher actually, it should be different from this message ID. And then you register a copy function. So that means in here it's very simple. You just print out the topic and then print out the message. And then you connect to the internet. You connect to the broker. And then if it's success, you will say, our connection is okay. And then you subscribe the topic. So the way to do it is similar. So maybe I save this and then new another project and do it again. Probably you can save your previous one and then reuse it. Will be easier. So first go to MQTT. First use drag and drop the auto connections, and then you create the ID. Remember, there should be subscriber. You may have subscriber 1, subscriber 2, or something like that. So I will say subscriber jump, and then I want to connect to the broker. Okay, so here I need an S string. So the broker is 192, 168, 136, and 246, 254. Sorry, 254. And then you connect to this one, and maybe you can register the. You can subscribe. Subscribe which topic you like. So you go to the subscribe. Maybe you should print out something that you connected already. Right? So you say connection, okay. So you make sure you actually connect to the broker, and then you subscribe the topic. The topic is the topic humidity in my case. I'm not sure what will you put it. In my case, I will subscribe the humidity, right? Then I need another one, which will be in here.
He's sending the information.
Okay, so maybe if you are a receiver, right? You are a publisher. Maybe you will be publisher. Then this guy will be a subscriber. Okay. So I need to receive the topic humidity, something like that. And if I got the message, I have to use the message to show it. So this is message. You can either put inside here, or you can put outside like a connection. That will be fine. Okay. So let's put inside. So maybe here you should say I subscribe. Okay. Okay, it will be a little bit better. Sorry. So it kinds of debugging, where you are. So I would say subscribe, okay. and then I will register, the copy function. And here I would just receive it, okay? So I may just print out something. I say print, and print the topic and the message. So I will say which topic, and also a message. And then put it back in the auto connection, and then put it back here, and use that as subscriber, just normal subscriber. Maybe just put a humidity and save, and then you press export. So so you are keep publishing, right?
I have to get your
topics. So this is the same. You have to say.
He's publishing on your topic.
Maybe I will just put it back, and then I will give you later.
Yeah, he's publishing on the topic.
Okay, maybe. So here I can open another one. Say in your application you can open another one. So you can connect to more than one. You can see I connect one here, another one here, right? So one is 3, the other is 4. You can maybe put the information back to. Okay, so this is you. This is one here. So you can see that if I export from here, then both of these would get this subscriber, and this also subscriber. So right now this is publisher, and I have a subscriber here, and I can send ESP. So right now I connect to the internet, and okay, so I got the IP address, which is 200. Then the connection is okay, and subscriber is okay, right? So we will see that if it's more than why? So you are sending me, okay. Yeah. So I can send this from here as well. But maybe I would not reach to 99. So it's frozen. Maybe we can add IP, okay? Maybe I would say IP, so that I understand who sent me the information, okay? So in this case, you go back here, and before sending the message, this subscriber, I would, so go open the, say what's that? I would publish something different from you, so that we would not. What's wrong? Open. Publisher. So I have my own IP. So how do I get my IP address? You go to the network, and you have a get IP address, right? Get IP address. So you can add one more line here, like a get IP address. So instead of just sending humidity, I can send some like my IP, and with the I can use maybe join. Can I? Yes, I think so. So you can say I join two strings instead of just sending the humidity. So I might want to send IP and then humidity, something like that, and then let's see what's going on. So two publisher can doesn't get it. I'm still there. I send a message. I send topic humid. Oh, topic humid. Different one. This topic. Why? Topic and dash humid. Topic dash humid. Publish. Into a string. So in this way, you can see that I can distinguish from Henry's work and with mine. So I put something different. This is my message, but I should add another line here. It doesn't look good. Maybe this one, like this. So this is the auto connection and the publisher and subscriber, something like this. So go to see the other one. Yes, right now it's fine. So any question? So it's kind of easy, right?
Yeah.
Much easier than the PDS.
Oh yeah, it's very easy.
The whole concept is quite simple.
The concept is quite similar, but like the programming way is way easier. Because like the API of DDS is really like low level, so really difficult to understand and to get along with. This is also because we choose to use the DSCPS programming on the DDS, which was more complicated. It's teach you.
You have to write a lot of code, right?
Yeah.
And I saw what you did yesterday, and wow, a lot of code, and you are not able to figure out what's going on.
It's because like we decided to present the DCPS architecture, which is like it is better to understand how the DDS works, but the DLRL is easier to handle than the DCPS, but the data that you cannot have it doesn't describe well the architecture of the DDS.
Okay, so this week you will keep working on DDS, or you would like to working on something new? You would like to start a project? So you would like to start a project. How about thinking some application you would like to, for example, for smart home, or for smart office, or for smart classroom? Say, suppose in the classroom, what will you do? And if you need some other sensor, or you can ask Evan. Maybe I can give this to you so that you have more devices to try.
I have a question. Like in the demo room, does the application recognize automatically the different kind? Like when you have a new card, if you plug it and like you do the auto connection through to the MQTT broker, does the application like on the dashboard, like the telephone application, can recognize a new device automatically?
No. Because we haven't add any data model to the MQTT, right? So there is no way to understand what's going on. They cannot automatically. They have to be pre-programmed. For example, this is temperature, and then you kind of use temperature or whatever like this. But for the demo room, we use Core App.
Yeah.
So in the Core App, we put the data model on top of it. And actually, we have two kinds of Core App. One is based on MQTT. The other is based on just Core App itself. So we have two ways to do it. One is you use MQTT for the Core App, and the other is just Core App itself.
Yeah.
And the Core App itself, you can have to specify the data model.
Okay.
So for example, you need to say, I am a coffee machine. And this, and also in the demo room, everything you saw is a server.
Yes.
So in this, not a server, this is client.
Okay.
If you MQTT is a client, and or maybe you can just say it's not. It could be a server if you are a subscriber, then it could be a server. But what should I say? You need to add a data model to make your application actually look like the demo works.
Okay, because like one of my other project was if it's possible, like if you create an application that is dynamic. It means like if I'm in my house and want to buy a new Mod MCU and plug it in, and there's different kind of program Mod MCU like lightning, like a light detector Mod MCU, like another one which like it just to do an interrupt to on-off button in Node MCU, and then when I'm bringing my new Node MCU in my house, I connect it like, I don't know, to the light to do on-off, and automatically, like on my application, I can detect new device and say, oh, it's a light, and just like add a new light button on the application.
Yes, so you can have this kind of application by using Core App, not the MQTT, because in MQTT maybe we can, but we haven't put the data model on top of it. So you have to specify. I am a button, I am a license.
I am a button, and so you detect, oh, it's a button, and on the application you can add a new button, like a new control.
We implement the whole IoT based on Core App instead of based on MQTT. So next week we would teach you what's Core App, and then maybe a couple of class later, you will finish everything. But this week, probably you can try MQTT first, and see what are missing for what you want to do. And maybe, you can use MQTT to create the whole things there. But we haven't try to do it, because when we say MQTT is more like machine to machine.
Yes.
And it's like more scale, not local inside a home. So for example, you want to send information from here to any, and then use MQTT, because MQTT can pass through the stem server. So if it needs some request, then the firewall actually first that you are able to pass it. After you pass through the firewall, the other can send response to you. So that is why even I have different kinds of firewall between Taiwan University and maybe EMEA or SC. And then because you have firewall here, we have firewall here, but we still can communicate, because when I say MQTT, then they pass through the firewall and go through the firewall. It's kind of request to your MQTT object, and if you respond it, and then they go through the firewall and put it here. Before the Core App, they don't have these kinds of capability. So that's why we use MQTT to pass through the firewall of internet, but internally we use Core App. But I think it's doable if we add data model for the MQTT. We can still build everything,
But even in Core Apps, like the question was like, is in the demo room, like if you want to add a new device to the demo room, do you have to reprogram your...
automatically.
Automatically. Okay.
Yeah. For example, you put remember we demo. I'm not sure they demo the Zoom card, and they turn on it on the front, right? And then you can see you have one more devices to be controlled.
Okay.
Yeah. We build a whole framework, and we call it auto dashboard, auto provisioning, auto connection. First, every devices have to zero config. So you power it on, and they connect to the gateway, and the gateway can connect to the internet. So wherever you are, maybe you are at home, maybe you are in your office, you still can control. This is the first one. The second one is we provide a data model for these end devices. So if this is coffee machine, they will tell the gateway, I am a coffee machine.
Okay.
And then the last one is the auto provision. This auto provisioning. The last one is called auto dashboard. We write our own app, and we understand the data model. So whenever a new devices join to the gateway, they recognize it, and then automatically provide the control panel for you.
Okay.
So it might be the best, the best one. But you can use it. But if you want to, like, say for example, instead of button, you want to have like like a click up, down, left, right, and speed up, speed down. You probably like another channel to do it. So we might have a lot things to do, but we have total solution.
Okay.
Yeah. And next week we would. Okay, next week. Well, Monday are quite busy. We need to report our progress for our project.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe do not have time to go. Maybe Tuesday.
Okay.
So you can either keep doing the DDS,
Yeah.
or maybe you can try to think about how MQTT might apply to any application.
Okay.
And after you understand the MQTT, we would in the morning, maybe in the morning, I can show you how the co-app work. We have a couple, and then we have spring break. Right? So the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the school is off.
Okay.
So you might plan, somewhere to go.
Don't know yet. But,
Maybe we can apply. We can ask about the Xiaoli actually, was usually she will plan some activity for visiting students, like for sightseeing, but I guess she is not able to do so.
No, but we see like we got a roommate, Taiwanese roommate, and I think maybe we're going to go to the south of Taiwan.
Yeah, that will be fine. Yeah, you should go some sightseeing for this spring break.
Yeah, maybe go in the mountain.
Yeah, that would be great too. In the South Taiwan, there's a nice beach, and they have some kinds of music festival there.
Yeah, well,
Maybe you can play something. Go to the South Taiwan. Go visit South Taiwan. All right.
yeah, thank you. Can you have another talk?
Yeah, maybe I will give this to you, and maybe I can ask Adam, do they have more devices? Maybe one for you, but you have to give this back to me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.